Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is week number 11 for my Shop My Stash. We're just going to go straight into it. This is last week's picks. Well, let me first just recap how I'm doing this. I'm doing a weekly Shop My Stash to try and get through all of my collection. When I pull an item in a category for a week, it does not go back in the collection until I've gotten through all items in that category. So all of these are going to be put away. And yeah, I think I'll get through all of my collection by, end of June is about when it should kind of wrap up. So these are last week's picks. I am not getting rid of anything, so not a surprise. Everything that I used last week was fine. There was nothing, this is fine. I don't mind using it right now. I'm not ready to get rid of it. It works just fine. Same with the concealer, where I was thinking maybe I'd get rid of it, or this eyeliner. This eyeliner is fine. Works much better than the other one, the blue one that I did declutter. The only thing I want to mention is this. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Brow. So it's sort of like a gel that you put on your brows, leave it for like an hour or more, and then you peel it off and your brows are tinted for a couple days. I'm going to take this out of my brow rotation, and I'm just going to put it in the bathroom. That's where it normally lives. I normally just use it ad hoc. I spent a couple times describing this last time, saying I use it before I go away on a long weekend or that kind of thing. So for me, it's just not a regular brow product, like putting on makeup product. I typically use this at night, last night I used it. I wash my face, did all that kind of stuff, and then I threw this on my brows. And then before I went to bed, I peel it off, and I had brows when I woke up, which was awesome. So yeah, that you won't see this in future Shop My Stash videos or in future collection videos necessarily. It might go in my collection video. So if you're wondering where it went, it's still around, but it's not with the makeup, because it's not really a makeup. I don't use it when I'm applying my makeup, if that makes sense. Anyway, yeah, so this was fine. All of this stuff is going to get put away, and let's start doing some picks for this week. Alright, just to keep things ever so slightly interesting, I'm going to start from the bottom up this time. So this is my complexion, or sort of my colored face products. So highlighter, bronzer, blush. As you can see, these two are dwindling down, but this category is not. I apologize if the camera's shaking. Every time I move, let me try and move a little further away here. Every time I move, the floor moves ever so slightly, and then it shakes the camera. Alright, so highlighter, bronzer, blush. I did mention in my last video that I do have some single highlights in my magnetic pan. I think I have a contour maybe, but I don't think I have any bronzers. And then I know I have a couple more blushes, so we're going to pick those as well as the rotation. So even though this will be empty in 2 weeks, we're going to switch over to those magnetic items next. So this is going to be interesting. I have a feeling, I think I'm going to declutter this. I just don't use it. It's very yellow. So I do have these two highlighters back here, but these highlighters are not really ones that I use. I separated these out from a Carly Bible palette to use as mixing highlights. So this was a white shade. And then this was a pinky shade. So they're not highlights that I use just as a highlight, but I've created some other highlights by mixing those in. I think this might be what I'm going to do with this one. Part of me wants to get rid of it, but part of me can see myself mixing it with other things to create a highlight. And the powder's still fine, it's not gone bad, but it's pretty old, so I don't want to give it to anybody. But I just don't see myself really using it. So we're going to pull this week and see how it goes. Yeah, it might be a little interesting, but we're going to play with it anyway and see, like I said, see how it goes. But I think that might be one that just kind of gets relegated to the maybe mixed with other powders type highlight. We're down to the last 2 bronzers, and these ones are my summer bronzers. It is not summertime. So we're just going to use them anyway. I'm going to go with this one first. This is the NYX bronzer. I think it's just called bronzer. Oh no, it's Faux Sun. It does have a shade name. Look how old this is. This is nasty, but it's still good. It still works. And this, actually, I do want to finish this year. I don't want to finish it, but I do. Like, I know I need to just finish it up. I really like this one. I haven't done any swatches yet. For my skin tone, with having like a pinker skin tone, this bronzer works really well for me. It's kind of got a reddish undertone, and I really enjoy it in the summertime. Swatch that highlight. I stay away from that highlight too because it's a loose powder, and I just feel like it's so messy. I mean, it's pretty. It's really, really pretty. It's kind of blingy, like it's pretty intense, but yeah, I think I just mostly shy away from it because it's a loose, and it's kind of yellowy, and I'm just, like I said, I have cool undertones, so really yellowy highlights are not my jam. I mean, it's not super, I don't know. That's why we're doing this project. I need to play with these things. Play with the things that I definitely don't use. I remember playing with this when I did my highlight ranking video and being kind of pleasantly surprised by it. Not disliking it nearly as much as I thought I would. But anyway, let's move on. So I'm going to use this blush this week. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic Swish and Glow blusher in the shade Pillow Talk. It's actually pretty pigmented and much deeper than I anticipated it would be. I'm just going to do a swirl with both colors. Like you can see there, even just compared to that bronzer, like it's a pretty deep blush, and it's really pigmented. Like I feel like I need to go much lighter handed with it than I anticipated with like a Charlotte Tilbury product. But it's nice. It's a nice blush. I wouldn't like, I don't know. I bought it from somebody off of Reddit. So like I bought it on a discount, kind of like Mercari or Poshmark. I wouldn't have paid full price for this. It's a nice blush, but Charlotte Tilbury products are just too expensive for my taste. So yeah, there's that. Let's move on. I spent a lot of time on that drawer. In keeping with kind of going in reverse, I'm going to pick my eyeliners first. I think I want to pick, I don't know, I have no idea what I want to pick. I have a lot of black ones left, so let's just pick a black. Let's pick this one. This is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. I've used this before in the past, but this particular one is new to my collection. It's just a regular old felt tip. I think it's a felt tip. Could be brush tip. I don't know. It's brush tip. Really black, really nice liner. I haven't used it in a while, so hopefully I don't make a hot mess when I use it. I'm not a huge liquid eyeliner person. And what else do we have in here? I think I'm going to pull this one. This is the Colourpop liner from the Bambi collection, and this is in the shade, where are you, shade name? Raindrops. It's a pretty color. Not typical for me for an eyeliner, but I like it. It's quite nice. Now, you'll notice I only have 2 brow products left. If you followed me, if you watched the video last week, there was 3 left. The third one was the NYX Stick It, I don't know if that's the right order, Stick It, brow gel. I pulled that out to put in my project pan, so that's why it's not here anymore. And then I still have 2 products left. So I have the Colourpop Feather Effects Brow Pen, and then I have the Winky Lux. It looks terrible now. This is the Winky Lux Brow Pencil. I think I'm going to play with this. This is the, like I said, Feather Effects Brow Pen. I think it's just in the shade, it's in the shade medium brown. I got this in a mystery box. I wasn't super in love with this. I feel like it's too warm. You can see right there, it's pretty, oh, if I'm in focus maybe you can see. It's pretty warm. Like that's it right there. And it's not nearly as dark as I thought it was going to be for being a medium brown. I don't know. I don't love it from what I recall, but I still want to keep trying to play with it. I want to get better at using products like this. I think it's just like a futile effort, but we're going to keep going with it. I think I'm going to go with this mascara. It is Easter weekend coming up, and I will be visiting with family, so I will like take some travel-y type makeup with me, and this is a small mascara from Ilia. This is the Fullest Volumizing mascara. I remember thinking this was okay, but I didn't love it. So I like this style of brush. It's not bad. It's a regular brush. But yeah, we're going to go with that guy. So that's it for the eye drawer. Okay, and here we are with my like complexion face type products. So powder, foundation, concealer, primer. So for primer, I'm going to pull this little guy. This is the e.l.f. Where are we here? The e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. So just a little mini guy. Play with that guy this week. I've already gone through all of my primers. So this is like round 2 of primers. Concealer. I think I want to use... I'm going to take this guy. This is kind of like a brightening concealer. So you can kind of double up this with a concealer because it's got that peachy, sort of pinky peachy undertone. This was just I got a kit with like a bunch of minis from Benefit. So it's the Benefit Boiing Brightening Concealer. As you can see, I've hit pan on this guy. So I'll do a little swatch of it so you can see the tone of it. It's kind of like a correcting concealer. I have no idea why I swatched it where I swatched it, up on my knuckles there. But there it is. You can see it's got that like peachy correcting type property to it. I'm just gonna go with this foundation. The foundations we've got left here are kind of my like too dark for me right now, but I can mix them with like other foundations to make them a little bit lighter, or like my NYX foundation mixer in white. So that's what I'll do. So we'll go with this one first. This is the Tarte Tarteguard tinted moisturizer. I don't know if this actually has SPF in it. The like US version has SPF in it, but I don't know if this one does and just doesn't describe it, or if the Canadian version doesn't have SPF in it. We have all sorts of rules around SPF in our products and testing and all sorts of things like that. So this one's not too bad for my skin tone right now, so I think I might be fine. So there it is, swatched on my hand there, right there. That's the Tarteguard. And then powder. So one of the powders I'm just going to not be able to use right now. This is the Nude by Nature powder in the shade Soft Sand. It is just too dark for me, and there's no way for me to lighten it unless I like mix it with like I don't want to do that. Like, I'm just not going to go there. So this one's just going to like stay out of the rotation. And we're going to go with one of these two. Let's go with this one. I haven't even used this one yet. This is KVD. You can barely see it because it's the dark. This was I think it was like a sample or an add-on or something. It's the Lock-It Setting Powder in Translucent. I got this last summer and I haven't even opened it yet. So we're going to play with this guy for the next week. The next week's going to be interesting because, like I said, I am visiting family for Easter, so I don't really know how that's going to go with using makeup, because I don't, you know, when you like do something that's out of your regular routine, you don't do your normal routine stuff, and sitting down and doing my makeup is like a normal routine stuff. But when I visit family, sometimes I'm super lazy and just don't wear any makeup. So we're going to try and get use out of these, at least maybe before I go to visit family, so I have some use of them. It'll be a bit of an awkward week, but I will do my best to at least use these products, and I probably won't use much of my Project Pan products then. One more item to pick, and I'm not going to move my camera because it's just so shaky, but I need to pick a single shadow. I think I want to pick something easy. I'm going to pick this guy. So I'm picking from my single eyeshadows that are not magnetic palettes, this Milk Chalk eyeshadow in the shade Hopscotch. This came in like a little Sephora kit. I'll do a little swatch. It can double up as like a highlighter as well. So kind of has a dual property to it. So there it is on my hand right there. Okay, that is this week's picks. I'll just flip the camera around, we'll do a quick summary, and wrap up this video. Alright, so here are this week's picks. It feels very small. I think it's because I have like a bunch of little mini products. So it doesn't look like a whole lot, but I swear this is everything, I think. Am I missing something? I don't know. Let's look at the list. We have foundation, concealer, primer, eyebrow product, mascara, 2 eyeliners right there, One single shadow right here, one powder, one blush, one bronzer, one highlighter. That's it. That's everything. Okay, we're good. So that is the picks for this week. And I just want to share that I am still using the same palettes as I was using last week. So first one is the nude light palette, which I always have a hard time opening this. And I don't know why. Nude light palette from Huda Beauty. So that's what that guy looks like. The little twin stars from Sugar Pill. So this guy, and the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette, which is this guy. I feel like I might want to move these out like after next week. Even though I have like 3 whole palettes here, I feel like I just used this one late last year, so I feel like it's pretty fresh in my mind. And yeah, like these aren't too big, so like I don't get a whole lot of variation out of them. And I feel like I've used them mostly. I think by next week I'll be like satisfied that I've used them enough that I'm happy with switching out and moving on to something new. So, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up down below. Also, let me know if you're doing a Shop My Stash. I know there's a few of you out there that are doing it. So yeah, let us know if you're doing a Shop My Stash. What have you picked recently that you like really like? Or what have you picked recently that you're like, thumbs down, I'm getting rid of it? Yeah, I'd really like to hear that. So anyway, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did subscribe to my tiny little channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye!